What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. It's Wesley back with you today with another Core 4 Sports video. Today's video is our weekly college basketball rankings video. And yes, I'm still in quarantine, so it's going to be a little weird setup today, but hope you hang with it. And be sure if you like this video, like down below and to subscribe. This week was a wild week in college basketball. We had 18 top 25 teams lose and 7 of our top 10 teams lost. We also had undefeated Baylor lose their first game of the season, and we had a lot of shuffling in our top 10. Our top 10 this week is as follows. First, we have Gonzaga. Second, we have Michigan. Third is Baylor. 4 is Illinois. 5 is Iowa. 6 is West Virginia. 7, Ohio State. 8, Alabama. 9, Houston. And 10, Villanova. My team of the week is going to be Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham is an absolute beast. Cade Cunningham dropped 40 points this Saturday in Bedlam round 1 against Oklahoma, and they got the win in overtime. They also beat earlier in the week Texas Tech in the Big 12, and Oklahoma State looks like one of the better teams in the Big 12 and jumped up to number 17 in the country after being unranked previously going into this week. I think that Oklahoma State has a very high ceiling come March, and a lot of teams would not want to play them early on in the tournament. My bum of the week for this week is going to be Ohio State. Yes, Ohio State had a couple of hard losses this week, but they're going to still be 2 losses. Ohio State has now lost 3 straight, and that's the reason why I bumped them as my bum of the week over Oklahoma. I think Ohio State has to turn things around defensively. They got whooped by Iowa recently, and then they lost by 4 to Michigan State earlier in the week. Michigan State had a chance to be my team of the week, except they lost to Maryland yesterday, and then their schedule isn't getting any easier if you're Ohio State, as they then play Illinois to close out their regular season this upcoming Saturday. Ohio State still has a chance to be a 1 seed. I think they're going to be playing Illinois for a 1 seed this week, and I'll get into that in my picks later on. But other than that, I think Ohio State is still a good team. They're just struggling a little bit right now, and so I thought I'd make them my bum of the week. As I said before, last week we had a lot of upsets, a lot of top 25 teams going down, some to top 25 teams, some to unranked teams. So here's a few games of note. Last week, Kansas beat Baylor 71-58. Iowa beat Ohio State 73-57. Villanova lost to Butler 73-61. Michigan beat Iowa in a beatdown 79-57 Thursday night. Illinois beat Wisconsin, hung on without Ayo Dosunmu 74-69. Texas beat Kansas 75-72. Oklahoma State was able to beat Texas Tech 74-69, and Arkansas played a hell of a game against Alabama and beat them 81-66. A few big movers to talk about, some up, some down this week. First is going to be Oklahoma. Oklahoma dropped 9 spots to number 16 in the country. They lost twice. They lost to Kansas State, really a terrible team. They shouldn't be losing those types of games. Then they lost to Oklahoma State, I said before. They do play Oklahoma State tonight, though, and so that should be an interesting game. I actually do think I'll be picking that game later in the video, so stay tuned for that. Virginia, they have dropped 6 spots to 21 in the country. They lost 3 straight, including this week. They lost at Florida State and at Duke. Yeah, I get it. It's Duke. It's still Duke, but it's not a good loss. Obviously, no good loss is a good loss, but some losses are better than others. I know that sounds crazy, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. Then Arkansas, up 8 spots, had 2 pretty good games this week. They beat Alabama, as stated earlier, and then they beat LSU. They are now up to 12th in the country, and another SEC team to look out for come March. And then Virginia Tech has also down 6 spots to 22nd in the country. They lost to a bad Georgia Tech team. I don't know what to tell you about Virginia Tech. Had COVID, then now they're losing games. It's a mess in the ACC this year besides Florida State, and I think we'll find that out come tournament time. Now for some picks of the week. Tonight we have Oklahoma at Oklahoma State and Bedlam Part 2. I think Cade Cunningham's hot right now, and I don't really want to pick against him. So even though it's hard to beat a team twice in 3 days, especially when you're rivals in the same conference, I am going to go with Oklahoma State and Cade Cunningham. I think that team is really good, and I think that they have a lot to prove. They have a big week this week. Big week. I think they play West Virginia, Oklahoma, maybe Texas Tech. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one, but I think they play 3 top 25 teams, and so does Baylor. Baylor has a real tough week as well. Get into that in a second. Then you have Creighton at Villanova later in the week. I think Villanova is struggling a little bit right now. I think Creighton is the best team in the Big East and has the best chance to make the deepest run in the Big East. So I think I picked Creighton the first time they played, and I'm going to pick them again this time. Go with Creighton in that game. Illinois at Michigan. Even if Io does return and play, I don't think he'll be back to his old form. And so I think I'm going to go with Michigan again. I haven't really been big betting on Michigan in this series, as you guys have known, but I'm going to start getting on that Michigan train. Michigan over Illinois. Then you have Illinois at Ohio State. Io will be back most likely for the Ohio State game, even if he's not back for the Michigan game. And I think you can pencil in Illinois to possibly be playing for a 1 seed in that game. Iowa's going to go off. Pencil it in. Illinois over Ohio State. And you have Texas Tech at Baylor on Sunday, close out the Big 12 regular season. Baylor is a tough week. They go to West Virginia. They, I think, play Oklahoma State, and they play Texas Tech. Real rough week for them. We'll see how that goes. But I think Baylor will beat Texas Tech. Oklahoma and I already picked that game. I'm sorry, I was on my list. And lastly, West Virginia Baylor. Why not pick it? I think West Virginia's playing hot right now, and I'm a Mountaineer, so let's go Mountaineers Tuesday night. West Virginia Baylor. Heard it here first. So those are my picks of the week, and so that's pretty much going to be it for today's video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, I really appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe and like down below. I'll be out of here by next Monday, hopefully. So coming to you back from more normal conditions than this. But that's it for today. This is Wesley from Core 4 Sports, and thank you for watching.